Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I am Adam's wife, Tori. Well, Adam may be the face of the operations. I am the operations. And for those of you who do not know Adam, he is known for his attention to detail and his flair for the dramatic. So buckle up. For those of you who know Adam, I apologize. And if you don't already follow him on Instagram, he asked that I mention how popular he has become since the bachelorette party in New Orleans. He has 21 new followers and began a startup company offering bachelorette party services. So, why am I up here? I have been asked to provide some context for the forthcoming Maid of Honor speech by way of providing a proper introduction. But before I do, I just want to say, Erica, I love you like a sister, and I'm so grateful to call you a friend. You bring warmth, fun, and light into every room. Matt, I love our holiday book reviews, and ever since we shared a po' boy from a gas station in New Orleans, I knew we were family. Now it's just official. I'm honored to be here on this, your wedding day. Now, on to this proper introduction. And I promise I'll keep it short and there will be no PowerPoint presentations. Adam and Erica have always had a truly unique and very close brother-sister relationship. And despite the physical distance in recent years, we've since moved to California, Adam and Erica talk on a daily basis. And when both of them get together, and even when Craig joins the mix, you can't help but feel the familial love and join in on the laughter, often until you cry. To say Adam was excited and humbled to serve as Erica's maid of honor is an understatement. Trust me, I live with him. From dress fittings to party planning and all the wedding conversations in between, Adam has loved every moment and could not be more thankful to have a sister like Erica. And just to give you one specific example, Adam has been brainstorming and preparing for this speech for months. And I've taken great care and gently provided guidance and feedback, making sure to address his parents' concerns regarding subject matter and length. Adam is a quintessential middle child and often made the most trouble for his parents, but he also has given the family more than a few humorous stories, and as his wife, I can attest that Adam makes life truly interesting. Without further ado, I would like to introduce my husband, the maid of honor, Adam P. Daniels.
Thank you, Tori, for the kind words and the proper introduction. Before I begin, I would like to take a minute to clarify a few things. First, yes, please do follow me on Instagram, @Daniels. Second, I recently dissolved my startup. It was too much work. Third, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone here on behalf of Erica and Matt and our families. And to all you amazing bridesmaids who have been incredibly helpful along the way. I still suffer PTSD from the bachelorette party. And finally, given my parents' concerns about the length of my maid of honor speech, I decided to turn this into a TED Talk. To avoid limitations and restrictions. #Lord. You get the idea. Besides, as my family knows, I am way more of a storyteller than a speech giver. And, so I hope you all filled your glasses before I started talking, because we have a lot to cover and this will take. Over the years, and amongst family and friends alike, I have somehow developed a unique reputation as a spiritual advisor of sorts. I have been a best man, a groomsman, a reverend to officiate weddings, and most humbling and most recently, and my greatest honor, Erica's maid of honor. Having worn many hats, I would like to think I have a unique perspective, one which I will share over the next hour or so. And as part of my maid of honor duties, I tailored this speech to the subject matter of today's TED Talk, to Erica and Matt. You're welcome. The talk is entitled Adam's Thoughts on Relationships, as presented to Erica and Matt, and whomever else is in the audience. And in this talk, we will discuss Matt, Erica, and relationships. And at some point, we will end with three toasts. To begin, let's start with Matt. Matt has always been a brother to me. From the first time I met him, I was struck by, well, just him. As all of you today here may have experienced, Matt has a presence and a gravitas about him. He's mature beyond his years, and he has an old soul, as evidenced by more than a few gray hairs. Matt is intelligent, he's driven, and confident, and above all else, he is kind. To give a small sense of the type of man Matt is, after graduating from college with honors, and while balancing his corporate career and a relationship with Erica, he served our country active duty in the Army, where he attained the rank of sergeant. And even more recently, in his abundant spare time, outside of work hours, wedding planning, painting kitchens, and caring for 2 cats, Hank and Larry, Hank leads more TLC than Larry, Matt is currently pursuing his master's degree in business administration. And yet, even with all these accomplishments, Matt still finds a way to stay grounded. He has an infectious laugh, and he's a great hugger. For real, he gives great hugs. And he puts up with mine and Erica's antics. And at the drop of a hat, he will pick you up from a train station while you are very hungover, greet you with a famous hug and a lamb shawarma from Simple Greek, bring you to his home, and nurse you back to health. And after an attorney event in the city, you got out of hand. It's complicated. Perhaps most telling of all are my grandparents on my mom's side. Despite age-related memory loss, they have trouble remembering the names of their kids, their own children. They somehow always remember the name of one of their favorite grandchildren, Matt. Even though he's relatively new on the scene. If I was to describe Matt to others, I would say he's fiercely loyal, warrior teddy bear. And someone that I am proud to call my brother. And now we will talk about Erica. Hi, bro. Erica is my bro. For as long as I have ever known her, and it has been some time, I have always called her my bro. Despite her protestations that she is my sister, I have always called her my bro. While some may attribute this to a lack of vocabulary skills as a child, or educational deficiencies, I will mention that my familial titles on my dad's side of the family are very fluid in nature, where brothers and uncles are often interchanged between the titles of various people. And in all fairness, Erica asked me to be her maid of honor, so net. My broship with Erica is something I truly cherish. She is my confidant, my go-to. She is my best friend. And Erica is always up for an adventure. As kids, we would ride bikes around the block to grab cookies and candy from neighbors. She would get filthy and muddy with me in our backyard, which was a swamp, in pink boots, of course. And when me and my buddy threw fireworks at a car on Main Street in Trumbull, she was our lookout. But it was mostly my buddy and not me. But anyway, she wasn't a very good lookout because we did get caught. We were kids. And I could always count on Erica to shift blame to me, hiding her vodka bottles under my bed when I was in college, in another state, and of legal drinking age. Which ended up with my parents trying to have an intervention with me on the phone about my alcohol problem. But don't feel bad, after talking to my dad, we quickly figured out that I don't drink Stoli Blueberry vodka. And in fact, it made more sense that Erica was pre-gaming and hiding the bottles under my bed. At which point, all was forgiven, and my parents applauded Erica's cleverness and let her know that she could recycle bottles moving forward. In a more recent memory, Erica Double Down Daniels made special appearances at Jazz Fest, where we weathered torrential downpour, dancing and singing at the top of our lungs to Lionel Richie. And I think all of these live experiences have helped shape Erica into the amazing woman she is today. Having grown up with two competitive older brothers, Erica was the dark horse that Craig and I could never quite figure out. She was tough but girly. She could throw a baseball but paints her nails. She could drink doubles but may later need a cold compress. Throughout my life, Erica has always been there for me, in my corner, lending a sympathetic ear, or acting as my and Craig's translator or agent to negotiate with my parents. She tended to get the best results. Erica is the glue that keeps levity in our family. She tempers our competitive natures. She can swear in front of my parents without any repercussions. She makes a mean coffee martini, and she's always on call. She's a doctor, with a ready answer to any and all of our medical questions. Hang in there, everybody. We're getting there. And now we will discuss relationships. Matt and Erica have some magic. I have witnessed how they care for each other and for their relationship. And even across distances and overseas deployment, Erica and Matt have weathered some storms, with Skype calls, 3-day passes, handwritten letters every day. They have found strength in their love, and you can feel this magic when you spend time with them or in their home. It is difficult to describe, but every house has its own smell and feel, and their house just smells and feels like a home to me. While Erica's baking prowess and Matt's bourbon certainly help this feeling, the magic runs deeper than pies and moonshine. But rather than pontificate about relationships generally, I'll get to the point. You both have something special together, and I love you both very much. You balance each other's tempers with compassion, love, and laughter. And you have truly created a place that even guests such as myself can call home. I walk away from spending time with you with a feeling, hang on. I walk away from spending time with you, feeling a little bit lighter in my step and a little fuller in my heart. But the work isn't finished, and the adventure has just begun. Be active in your relationship and continue to nurture that magic. Be patient and flexible and embrace its ever-changing nature and let it change you in return. In the wise words of Tom Haverford from Parks and Recreation, sometimes you gotta work a little to ball a lot. As promised at the start of this TED Talk, we will now end with 3 toasts. I mean, it's my TED Talk, so my rules. And everyone, please measure yourself appropriately. I'm looking at you guys at this table over here. Not the point, that is definitely. To provide some context for these 3 toasts, I will mention that our family is a melting pot of cultures and religions. My mom is a Jewish Protestant, and my dad is a Lithuanian Italian Roman Catholic. We went to a Jewish preschool and a Catholic high school. And as my recent 23andMe DNA tests have confirmed, we are Ashkenazi Jewish, Italian, British, and broadly European. So given this backdrop, it is only appropriate that we pay homage to all that we are. The first toast is a traditional Italian wedding toast. And if you will forgive my accent, please raise your glass and repeat after me. Viva gli sposi. That means long live the newlyweds. Toast number 1. The second toast borrows from Shiva Brakat, or 7 blessings given at a Jewish wedding. I found a particular translation of the 6th blessing by Rabbi Joshua Bolton, particularly poetic. So we will all raise our glasses a second time. May you always find a refuge tucked within your love, a place to hide out and a place to reflect. Blessed is the source of your safety, which brings joy to the couple. Cheers. And finally, my last toast is a little bit more contemporary. And these are good words for you two to live by. In the wise words of Mike Lowry, as played by Martin Lawrence, in the 2003 hit film Bad Boys 3, we ride together, We died together. Bad boys for life.
Let's hear a huge round of applause for our man of honor. So you guys have made it. They're still hugging it out. That was an